Have you ever been lost, struggling? Are you a lone wolf? Are you one of those I got it kind of business owners who's been riddled with self-doubt, fear, money anxieties, wondering where your next client's coming from? Some of us are still there. Many of us never move through these feelings, and sadly, all of us should have the resources to create an amazing, profitable, sustainable business. Yeah? Wouldn't you love that? All the time to be sitting in that amazing, profitable, sustainable business mentality. My guest today will be sharing her journey through and her training on how to shift and navigate and move through all of that stuff and to begin an amazing year of yes to you in 2020. Wherever you're watching from, thank you so much. We are not a show without you, our audience. We are live on the Erin Strayer Show, where we are all about promoting, cultivating, and expanding amazing female entrepreneurs that are out in the world doing just crazy cool things. We talk about hot topics like money, business challenging, lone wolfing it, pain points. Oh, it's so lonely out there when you're a lone wolf doing it all by yourself, right? But the cool thing about it is we give you tips, tools, workarounds to those challenges that we female business owners face every single day. I'm your host, Erin Strayer, and recovering corporates and entrepreneurs hire me to get them business beyond the basics because most are indecisive. Pardon me, they're held hostage by their own fear, and quite frankly, they've settled for average. Never good. So I help them keep on track by setting attainable goals, plugging gaping holes in their business and personal lives, and taking their dreams to reality. And bottom line, I provide peak performance scaling strategies for growth-minded entrepreneurs so that you and your business get the attention to detail it deserves and you start excelling in your business and making money. You can find me at erinstrayer.com. The show is never, ever, ever about me. It's always about our amazing guest experts. And as a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur, and a multi-business owner, creating customizable, non-toxic makeup line and learning a whole lot about life and the struggles that come along with it, Jacquelyn Rodriguez brings over 19 years of intuitive business knowledge and applied education, holding certifications in Reiki, Akashic Records, and on-way product, and as a on-way product trainer, as well as all of her knowledge behind the chair. Women now hire her to clear the way for profitable, sustainable business. I cannot wait for you to meet my guest, my friend, Jacquelyn Rodriguez. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
It is so good. And I know we talked offline that we were so excited about having two gingers on screen today.
Yes. Gotta love the red hair.
and what that brings forward and just all of that. And I'm really excited that you're going to be talking about this and that this is what you chose to talk about today is these struggles that we go through and why we have to make it so hard. And I just kind of want to go back just a little bit with you and your journey and what it looked like for you specifically, and why you chose to transition, right? Like that shifting point, that tipping point. So I want to kind of just get a little nutshell of backstory.
Yeah, sure.
On you. Yeah.
So in a nutshell, because it is a long story, I have
Always
been,
is, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. But I'll try to make it short and sweet. And the big juicy parts of it really come within the last probably 10 years. But I've been doing hair and makeup for 21 years and always in the beauty industry. And mind you, I had some struggles growing up with, I have a skin condition called vitiligo.
Oh.
And yeah, I don't think you knew this, but
No.
I do. And I grew up with it. It means that I lose my pigment. So when I was younger, I had a lot of splotches and, it was tough growing up. Mm-hmm. But besides all of that, I was able to really take that and kind of hone in and make me stronger versus breaking me down. And I decided to go into the beauty industry of all things where, I said, this is crazy. I should be able to be in the beauty industry too. Just because I'm different doesn't mean anything. So I really took that on and got into the beauty industry, and I love being creative. And honestly, I love people. I love serving and being around people and helping them. And that is why I stayed in the beauty industry, and I worked for other companies, and I decided that really I wanted my own thing. I wanted to be able to serve my guest in a completely different way, where when you come into my salon, it's a whole energy shift. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it feels like it's palpable. You get to feel that beautiful energy shift and come into a place where you get to focus on you. And that's why I started getting into coaching, because my favorite thing was to talk to the women who were sitting in my chair. And again, I got to see them saying how much they didn't believe in themselves, or that they couldn't do things like opening a business or have a profitable business because their kids needed them, their husband needed
Mm.
them, they don't have the time, or they don't know where to start because they don't trust that they could actually start a good, healthy, sustainable, and profitable company. So again and again, I was faced with that. And that's why I went into coaching, because I loved that part of it, but I only got that little 20-minute
Just that
time
little
to
bit.
talk to them.
Yeah.
And that's where the energy work came in, because I personally have had lots of energy work. And that is a huge shift and change in myself, because I was able to change those stories that we
Mm.
tell ourselves with,
Yeah.
you know, that we're not good enough, that we couldn't open a business, that our ideas, we're not the only person who wants to do that. So why should we? And I
Mm.
was able to really rewrite my story and help my clients rewrite their stories and start clearing out those beliefs so that they could step into their higher power and their higher self.
Yeah. And I think that that's such a key point, is rewriting that story. I think we
Ah,
get so lost in the programming that we're brought up with, that life has to be hard and this is the way it is, and it's always been this way, so it has to be that way, and it has to be a struggle, and if you don't work hard,
mhm.
right? And I'm going to go out on a limb and talk for myself here too, because that was ingrained in me growing up, is that you work hard for the money. It has to be tough. It has to be a struggle. You have to put in long hours. You have to go to school for a long time. All of these things. You have to have the degrees and the certifications and the numbers and the
Yeah,
letters behind your name. You got to have the commas in there. All of those things. And the more and more and more I stepped out and into those, putting more into letters behind my name, getting more certifications, going the extra mile, becoming the master trainer, like all of the things, like it gets so lonely because you're so out there on the whole lone wolf thing, right? Like,
yeah,
who's going to be able to help me, right?
yep. And it's not only just the lone wolf thing, but really we start giving in to what society says we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I went into beauty, and I actually went to school to be an architect. Um, and I was like 2 years in, and I worked in an internship, and I hated life. And
Mm.
I made this gut decision that I was like, I'm done. I'm going back to the beauty industry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I want to be. People thought I had lost my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that stepping into something, it's not only the lone wolf and being, what society says we're supposed to be, but what truly makes you happy.
Yeah.
So many people are miserable
Oh my
because they
gosh.
need to make the money, or they need to, they think that they have to be in this role, when truthfully, if you just step into your higher self and love what you do, and you're here to serve, you can be happy, first off, and you can make an incredible business and feel confident about what you're doing. Nothing has to be um, so hard. And that's one of the stories. I literally had to go in to my own records and rewrite my money story, because I felt like I had to work so hard. And I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family. My dad owned restaurants. I grew up managing his restaurant. So I knew how to run a business,
Sure.
but I had that ceiling of I was only allowed to make so much and that it
Right.
had to be hard,
Right.
that I had to like break my back just to be able to make any money.
Yeah.
I rewrote that story and I cannot tell you the change and the shift that it has had in me.
Oh my gosh. Right.
It's been amazing. And I get to do what I love and serve my clients. And it can be easy and it can be fun. And some
Yeah.
days I'm like, oh my God, I just sat down and like talked to people all day. And this is what I get to do. And they get to change their stories and they're having huge impacts on their life. Like I get to do that daily.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's been just so amazing.
Yeah, I want to totally, hey, you guys, if you're watching this, raise your hand if you've been in that it's got to be hard chair. Like raise your hand, like put it in the comments and say, yep, that's me. Because if we're honest with ourselves, that's our mentality. That's our upbringing. We've already tapped on that, but it's real and it's everybody, I think, has been in that same boat or are still in that boat because they don't realize that there's another way out. And like you said, if you step into your higher self and love what you do, but it's like, how do you do that?
That is the $1 million question.
You know, like is there a first step into that? Is there an for somebody that has no idea, this is like, they're like, what do you mean my higher self? Right?
Yeah.
Like that person, because that was me 8 years ago, that was me. I had no idea. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I already am in my feet. Like, what do you want me to step into? Right? Like, I'm already at, can we just go there for a second and talk about that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Where it started with me is I had some really big struggles. Real quickly, I was pregnant with my second child and I had a toddler. My husband was working in surveying, like he had a really good stable job. I was managing a really stable salon and we were doing good. The housing market crashed. My husband lost his job. I was getting ready to go on maternity leave and we lost everything. It was incredibly hard. Now, hindsight is 2020. Looking back, it is exactly what needed to happen because the universe opened up a whole new door for me. But I was at my lowest point.
Sure.
And I decided,
Isn't that when it always happens?
Oh, of course. But I think that that's the whole thing is your lowest point. You can't go any lower. Right. There's only room to go up.
Yeah.
And I was tired of being who I was at that point. I was very depressed and sad. Like I was putting on a good face because I had family that I had to take care of. But I looked to find something. And I've always been a huge advocate of like, yoga and meditation, but I had never really committed. I was like, oh, I'll meditate for a day or two here and I don't see anything. So it's not for me. And I can't quiet my mind. My mind would go like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Raise your hand, people, if that's you. 100%. Raise your hand.
So at my lowest point, I said enough is enough because I had these 2 beautiful babies that I could not sit here and be depressed. I had to keep moving forward. And I didn't quite frankly like who I was becoming. So I dove in deep to meditation. I'm like, all right, let's give it a go. But I committed to 30 days of meditation in a row. I went through a program and I committed to doing it every day. And 2 or 3 weeks into it, I'm like, I feel good. Like, it really, I was feeling good. I felt less angry, less playing the victim role.
Oh, big.
Oh, yeah. That is huge because even though this had happened to me, it really wasn't happening to me. Through my meditation practice, I was able to see that it actually happened for me. I was able to move into a completely different direction that if that door would not have closed for me, I would have never seen it because we get comfortable. I mean, how many people are comfortable and they're like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I don't need anything
Right? I
more
got
than
this.
what I have now.
Yeah.
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 Because those are scary things to try to change what your direction and everything. So being able to meditate and get quiet with myself, tap into my intuition, my higher self, that was truly my first step. And
Mm.
all of the meditation brought me to energy work, realizing that we are all energy and that we vibrate different frequencies. And when we're low, we're vibrating very bad frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a boomerang. It goes into the universe and comes right back at you. You know, you've had those days where you wake up and you're in a bad mood and it progressively gets worse as the day goes on because
Mm-hmm.
you're focused on it.
Yeah.
But if you change your mindset, and this is where, you know, mindset is such a hot topic now.
Right? It's a buzzword.
It is, but most people don't realize it's not just your mindset, it's actually changing your focus. So if you're having a bad day, change your focus. Think about something that would make you happy. Stop in that moment and listen to a song that would make you dance. Go outside in nature. Like literally change your focus instead of, oh, change your mindset. Or if you have a good mindset, then, you know, you can do all these things, but really it's changing your frequency. Whatever you're putting out there, if you start putting better vibes out there, then it comes back to you.
Mm. You know, it's so true what you just said, because I get in that funk and I get stuck in, man, I got to sit here and I got to work hard. And I just work upstairs in my office. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the most exercise I get is walking downstairs to get another cup of coffee. Right. Or,
Yep.
right. And when I take the time in the middle of my day to just go walk around the block,
Mm-hmm.
holy cow, does that change my mental status so that I'm come back and I'm not frustrated, or I can tackle whatever's in front of me with a little bit better mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can tackle it with a different frame and be in a different space to make it happen. And
Yeah.
it's almost like you stretch time by doing that for me. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
crazy how that happens. It's like I'm just so much more productive if I take that 12 minutes to go walk around my block.
100%.
Yeah.
Because you're changing, especially if you do this when you notice that your thoughts are negative.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically our mindset is our thoughts. It's
Yeah.
the things that come in, and we either choose to follow them down the rabbit hole or we choose to redirect.
Mm-hmm.
And through a practice of meditation, which meditation can mean so, and that's like a whole nother show
Right.
because I could tell you like 100 ways to meditate, but really once you start, even if you just start with little snippets, and that's why I've recorded meditations for my clients, like small little steps, so that you can truly start looking inwards. And when those thoughts come through, because meditation is not clearing your mind and you just magically have nothing that you're thinking about, it's just learning how to take that thought that's coming through and decide whether you're going to follow it down or you're just going to let it pass. And once you can get a control of those thoughts and you start letting them pass, or even better, you start changing that, that guy cut me off in traffic and he's such a jerk and blah, 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 blah. And we go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Instead, you can look and say, oh, well, that kind of sucked, but I wonder if he's having a bad day, or maybe he's really late, or maybe just he had to get there faster than I did.
Mm-hmm.
And you let it go. When you're able to quiet down and really start focusing on the inside, it makes it so much easier to do that. And that's what meditation does. And when you're centering yourself, then all of a sudden those amazing thoughts for your business and the confidence, because you start to love yourself.
Mm.
And loving yourself is, wow, I'm shocked at how many women don't truly love themselves. And how it makes the biggest difference in your entire life. when you can trust your own thoughts and your own self-love.
It's so true. And I'm glad this is a really nice segue also into really being able to trust yourself. Once you love yourself, then you're able to trust yourself with your decisions for your business, which is really your wheelhouse, right? Like you got to have the foundation, and then you get to trust all of those decisions that you're making inside of your business. And that's bringing me like right up front and center with what really lights you up and makes you tick and really gets you the outcomes for your clients, really is those foundations that we just talked about. But
100%. Like I've got full chills. I do. I get full chills because it is that piece. Before I found the energy work and the meditation, I logically knew I love myself, or, everything was logic. I had taken every single class on how to grow my business, how to make money. I mean, we've all read those books. We've all listened to the podcasts. And what happens is we're like, oh, I've learned all of this. Now you're standing in your own way of actually making it happen, right? Because on an energetic level and on the subconscious side, we stand in our way. And what I love to do is change that for women. Change the subconscious stories that we're telling ourselves so that when we do say, I love myself, we mean it from every part of ourselves. And that's what I use the energy work on, is going in and energetically healing and energetically changing those stories so that you no longer have that subconscious thought of, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough to run a business.
Right.
And I'm not good enough to make that much money, or who am I to make that much money?
We
change those stories. You are perfectly fine. Let's just get out of our own way. That's what we need to do.
I know. And I love that. And I know you can see Tiffany's talking to us. So it's been a long time since we've seen Tiffany. We love you so much, Tiffany. It's awesome to see us. She said, I love you, Jacquelyn. You're speaking my soul language.
Thank you. I love you too.
Long time. Love Tiffany. She's been a guest on the show as well. And it's so true. It's so true when we actually step into that place and we truly love and trust ourselves, then those lost, struggling, self-doubt, fear, anxiety dissipates. Like it just dissipates, and we are able to easily step into a place of trusting the decisions that we're making are the right decisions right now for what we're looking at, whether it's a business decision, whether it's a financial decision, whether it's a family decision or a parenting decision, right? Like it all just meshes, and all of that other negative energy, that low vibrational stuff just dissipates out. Yeah, it
does. And it's a beautiful thing when you can truly sit down and make a decision and know 100% that this is the right decision for you right now. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't change later, because every single thing, every decision, whether it worked or not, I have had plenty of things that have not worked out. I haven't failed at them. I learned from them and I moved on. I learned what I needed to at that moment, and I have trusted every single thing that has happened to me and the choices that I've made, because I know 100% in my heart that I was stepping into the person that I needed to be at that moment. And that's only because I did the work. I did the internal work and that meditation and the energy work, and I hired a coach. You can't do this on your own. You can't read a book to get there.
Right.
You have to do it on an energetic level. Yes. It's so
10 high
amazing.
fives. 10 high fives. I love this so much. And this is really, I really am loving this conversation so much because it's so pertinent and it's so time effective. Like it is like the perfect time right now, not only that we just stepped into 2020, it is the perfect time for setting your vision for yourself, for your vision. It's the perfect time to Jacquelyn's training is like immediately. So like hop on that link that's scrolling across the screen. We'll be dropping it in the show notes wherever you're watching from. The link will be there, able for you to click on and jump into Jacquelyn's training that's coming up. That's going to line you up right for this. Let's sit there and talk about this for a hot second about what you got rolling here, lady.
I am so excited for this. I have been working with clients one-on-one, and I decided to do a collective group coaching program. And it's going to be 8 weeks of live coaching. And each week we're going to be healing. So we're going to go into your energy. We're going to rewrite stories. We're going to lay that foundation so that you can have the best decade ever, because we're in a whole new decade. Look at that. 2020. I know.
Crazy. I know.
And that's why we need to start changing those stories. And each week we'll focus on a different topic, whether it's self-love, self-worth, our money stories, commitments, not only to others, but to ourselves. Because how many of you have said that you're going to do this or said you're going to do that? Like, I'm going to start walking every day. And do you do it?
No.
And when you don't, you know what that tells your subconscious? That you can't trust yourself.
Right.
So we're going to rewrite those. And we're going to start small commitments and start building up that trust with ourselves so that we can start trusting each and every decision that we make.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about boundaries, setting boundaries.
That's a huge one.
I know, because we do everything for everyone, right?
Right. Everything for everyone. And we just changed the hat for the topic, right? We go from taxi driver to laundry to cook to maid to family planner to doer of all the things. And and that's without even sitting in the chair in your office.
Yeah, there's so many things that we have to take care of, and we need to start setting boundaries with ourselves to not overcommit, you know, with our family so that they know what is going on, and being very specific about what we expect from them so that we don't have those, you know, we all have those headbutts where we come in and we've asked the kids to do a million things. But if we're not setting those boundaries, how do they know? How do they know what it is they're truly wanting? And then with our clients, what are we looking for from our clients? What type of clients are we attracting? So that goes into a whole nother, but each week is going to be on a different thing. It's all going to be live training, all live healing. I'm going to teach you how to meditate. We're going to set commitments for meditation and do it together. I want to be the guide for you to start getting out of your own way. Start saying yes to you. How many times have you said yes to something that will truly change your life?
It's so true. Tiffany's making me laugh. She says you're her spirit animal queen. I love that.
I love it. Thank you. I say that all the time, spirit animal. Like, oh my God, you're my spirit animal.
You're the queen.
I love it. Yes. I will take that. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Yeah, she's so lovely. Yeah, and you know, really, this is a powerful way to step into your truth, your passion, what your purpose is, why you're holding yourself back, how to get over that, how to step into charging your worth, even. Something that so many struggle with.
That is 100% what we do. So the course is 8 weeks and we have 3 different levels. The one level is just the course, it's the group training. And then the second level, you do 3 one-to-one with me. So if there's something specific that you're bothered by and we just need to do some adjusting and rewriting of your story, we go deep into what you need. And then the last one is full on, you are ready to hit the ground running and make this your year. It's the 8-week course plus 6 months of one-to-one coaching with me. And we go deep. We don't just focus on your clients, but we focus on you personally. What things are holding you back? What traumas have happened that we need to start rewriting and clearing that energy out for you to move forward? And then we go into the business and we start finding out what business you should do, what clients are we attracting. And I even do a meditation and energy, like I send out energy to your perfect clients and help them find you. So there's so many amazing things that we can do to truly push you forward into this amazing 2020.
It's so good. You guys, seriously, the link is in the feed. It's in the show notes. Hop on that. Hop in Jacquelyn's world. She is seriously a wealth and a melting pot of amazing knowledge and education that she brings forward into this world. And she's such a creative and she's so tapped in that it's real. I can't imagine how this time with her would not be beneficial to you and your business wherever you're at, right? Because at every level that we come and we hit in our business, it plateaus, period. So how do you get off and over, around, through, under, whatever, to the other side of this plateau? You need some assistance. You need some hand-holding. You need some guidance. You need somebody that's trained in that to help you. You need a coach to help segue you and bridge that to the other side, connecting that and going over that. And I love how you show up in the world, and I love what you do for people. And I really, really highly recommend that our listeners, wherever you're listening from, wherever you're watching from, hop on Jacquelyn's, seriously, on her training. Is it a free training? Is it training free?
So the webinar tonight,
the
webinar tonight is going kind of deeper into the first 3 steps. So I touch on meditation, energy work, and like how I brought that, and then getting over the fear. That tonight is free, and that is going to be at 7 p.m. Standard Eastern time. I mean, Eastern Standard Time. That one.
Got it.
And then the coaching, the 8-week program, and then adding on, like, if you want the one-to-one, that is all in the details. And that is a specific, I think, I don't know if you want numbers or no, it's just all, there.
But the link is for the webinar that is tonight, is in the feed. Grab your spot in that. I'm sure there's probably a cutoff number for that for you, so people can hop in and grab your spot in that. Soak up some more of Jacquelyn's goodness tonight in that training on your webinar tonight. And really, if you haven't gotten enough of her today to figure out that she's the real deal, hop on her call tonight and just seal that deal and really spend some more time with her and really feel that energy, because it's smooth. It feels smooth and peaceful and smooth. Isn't that interesting? Like your energy just feels so smooth to me, and just like balanced isn't the right word, like almost harmonious to me. Like it's not even like the tipping isn't going to bother the harmony that comes when you're in your space. And I've really enjoyed our time today, Jacquelyn. I really
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I loved being here.
It's so good. It's so good. So everybody, wherever you're listening from, we have been talking to the amazing Jacquelyn Rodriguez, who is, what is your title? I don't even know what your title is. What do you?
Well, I'm an intuitive healing business coach, and I own a holistic hair and makeup salon as well.
Yeah, which is awesome, because our skin is our biggest organ. So why not? Like, that's a whole nother show all itself.
Oh yeah.
Right. And we get to talk offline about that. So, but be in Jacquelyn's space, be in her training and in her knowledge base and in her education, and grab your spot in her training tonight. Again, the link is in the feed. And
and even if you can't be live, I mean, it's always better live, because I will be doing live coaching there as well. So if you have questions, Like I go through, you know, the training and then we go live so that you can ask. But also I'll be doing the replay and the course is closing. I'm closing the cart this weekend. So jump on there, or if you really need or have questions, message me, DM me. I'm here. I'm here to serve.
And she's accessible. Believe me, people, she's very accessible and she's delightful. And I adore you. I've adored our time together today. And I'm just really going to respect you and your time and our people's time. And oh, it's so good. I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end. I just want to keep going. But I do need to cut this off. And folks, thank you so much for watching and being and playing with us today, and wherever you're watching from and listening from. And Jacquelyn, I adore you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here.
Awesome. We'll see you soon, people.
Bye.